But the important part is that they get some type of transformation or solve some sort of problem that they've got. But it also has to lead on to your services. So it can't become something completely random. So we wouldn't do 5 tips to be a better runner or something like that, because while running may help you lose weight, it doesn't really work in with going to see a dietitian or so something that leads on to what services you provide. So there's probably 3 things there. It's going to be something that people want to download. And the second part is it gives them a quick win or solves a problem or gets a transformation. And the third part is that it leads on to your services.
Welcome to How to Build a Profitable Nutrition Business. If you love nutrition and you love helping people and you want to be in the game long enough to keep doing that, then this is the podcast for you. Let's get into it. Today's guest is none other than my wife, Stacey Hughes. Now, this will be Stacey's 4th time on the podcast, but to be honest, she probably should be hosting it. So Stacey was the driving force behind turning our nutrition business into a 7-figure business in a space of about 4 years. When it comes to business, Stacey is a wealth of knowledge. And today she's coming on to talk about lead magnets, which was such an integral part of our business for the last few years prior to us selling. So if you're wondering what a lead magnet is, or some ideas or how to integrate them with social media, then this is the episode to listen to. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of How to Build a Profitable Nutrition Business. This week, I've got a regular guest who is my wife, Stacey Hughes. Stacey is a Facebook ad specialist, and this week, she's going to be a lead magnet specialist because that's what we're talking about. Now, if we sound a little bit croaky, it's because it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's when parents of 4 kids podcast because it's school holidays and this is the time of day that we try and get our work done. So apologies for the croaky voice. I'm going to jump straight over to Stace and we're going to talk all about lead magnets. So Stace, when we had our business seeking nutrition, you would be talking about lead magnets and I'd be like, what the hell is she talking about? So can you please explain to our listeners what a lead magnet is?
Sure thing. So a lead magnet is something that attracts your ideal client. And we want to grow our list or grow our database or grow our following with what we call leads. So anyone who downloads our freebie, listens to a live training of ours, fills out a calculator, downloads an ebook, anything like that, any type of activity. And in exchange for that free thing, they give their name and email and they become a lead for us on our database. So they give their name and email, their lead information in return for something free. And that's the magnet part so that they are getting to know us and getting attracted to our business.
I just kind of thought, like, it's kind of a dying art. But then, well, you used to say this to me, but you're my wife and I never listened to you. And so I read Russell Brunson's book. And so he talks about the value of an email list because even though we think our social media following is ours and we own it, it can be taken from us like overnight like that, can't it? Whereas we own the email list.
Yeah, exactly. So the best thing is to get your followers out of social media and get them onto your list, onto your database where you can email, nurture them, send them SMS, send them offers. You can do lots for them, setting the expectations of your appointments, that type of thing when they're on your database list. So
But
that
it's
is
not
really
it's
important.
not one or the other, it's both,
No,
isn't it? Like we're
both
using
working
social
together.
media, but we're just trying to keep hold of that list just in case.
Yes, exactly. But there's more you can do with that list once it's yours anyway. So that should be the number one main focus and priority.
So Stace, like what makes a great lead magnet?
Yeah, something that people actually want, number one, is probably the first important thing. There's no point in just putting something out there just for the sake of it. It's got to be something enticing, something that people actually want. The second part of it is it should give them a quick win or some sort of transformation. Like, for example, at one of the lead magnet we had on our website when we had our dietitian practice was a calculator on how to measure what you probably talk more to this, what calories or kilojoules you needed to maintain or lose weight.
Yeah, it's a calorie estimated calculator. They could put in their goals and it would give them a rough idea. And we spoke around that, like it wasn't something to live by, but it was just giving them an idea of roughly how many calories to aim for.
Yeah, so it gives the person a quick win. They find something out, and then we could tailor their emails to meet whatever those answers were. But you can do other things too, like recipes or ebooks or a live training, something like that. But the important part is that they get some type of transformation or solve some sort of problem that they've got. But it also has to lead on to your services. So it can't become something completely random. So we wouldn't do 5 tips to be a better runner or something like that, because while running may help you lose weight, it doesn't really work in with going to see a dietitian or so something that leads on to what services you provide. So there's probably 3 things there. It's going to be something that people want to download. And the second part is it gives them a quick win or solves a problem or gets a transformation. And the third part is that it leads on to your services.
So it could be 5 nutrition tips to improve your running performance or something like
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
That that
Exactly.
that calculator for us would just collect leads while we
Daily.
slept. It ended up being
Yeah.
quite, and the longer we had it there, the better the SEO, like the algorithm tended to feed it in for Google, didn't it? Because we were
Yeah,
getting
so it was
people.
SEO. So it was on the homepage of our website. So it was the first thing that people saw when they came to our webpage. So if they came from any traffic source, from Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else, or just Googled us, they'd provide their name and email, and then they would get the answers to the calculator. Yeah, we would get daily lots of, I can't remember how many, but I think when we sold our business, our list was about 27,000. So yeah, we did collect a lot of emails through that lead magnet.
And something we probably didn't do as well at the time, we'd started to by the time we sold the business, but is then that sequence after, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
nurturing them.
I think when we first installed the calculator, we did go through a bit of a phase of what database or what CRM system to use. Like we started off with Ontraport, but then we decided it was too powerful, too many things for it to do. Then we went to MailChimp. We might have tried a few other ones in there as well. So I think we then had to learn another system about emailing people and things like that. Whereas then we landed on Kajabi and then we were able to use that one stop system to do that.
Can you just explain, because you've just taken me back 8 years, and like you would talk about CRMs, and I'd be like, what is she talking about? What's a CRM? Okay, we're capturing the leads with a lead magnet. We've now got their name and email. Where's the
Yeah.
CRM come in?
Yeah, so the CRM is the database where you put that information, so where you put that name and email, and in that system, that is where you can email them from as well. So it's your database essentially. And there's lots of options out there, MailerLite, yeah, lots of really cost-effective solutions out there.
So it's automated, so it does the
Automated.
emailing for you. So
Yeah,
you
that's right. So someone would become your lead and then they automatically get an email straight away, or they get put on an email sequence and they get a number of emails sent to them.
Yeah. So to explain that now that Stacey's taught me, I probably know a little bit about it. I've set up my own dietitian business, which is called Your Nutrition Pro. I've got a whole heap of different lead magnets where like it might be maintaining strong bones. So I'll do a post about osteoporosis and it'll be a little bit niche about a certain age, gender demographic. People will click on that, add their name and email. They then get a free guide and a recipe ebook, and then they also get a 7-day email sequence just with little tips about maintaining strong bones. And that's that nurture sequence there. And so then they're tagged in my system as that they're interested in bone health, nutrition and bone health. And that way, if I wanted to talk to them about that again, I could then send out bulk email to everyone on that list. Yeah,
Yeah.
is that a good summary? You've taught me
Yeah.
well.
Great. Yeah, that's a great summary.
So yeah, so let's run through some ideas. You run it off before, but an online calculator. Now I can build them for anyone. It's a skill I've taught myself. Anyone interested, we can build calculators quite easily and then embed them on your site. Online calculators, recipe ebooks, plug here for Mealzee because recipe ebooks are a great lead magnet. You can do, I've been doing things like a Mediterranean ebook, and the benefit then is within Mealzee you can hide the nutrition information because if these are a lead magnet and you don't really know who's getting it, you've got the control to hide all that nutrition information, and then you can also put your promotional stuff in the recipe ebook with Mealzee now, so you can put clickable buttons where they can click on a button and then message you on Facebook or click on a button and download a free meal planner or whatever it may be. So there's lead magnets within lead magnets. And then we used to do a lot of checklists, didn't we?
Yes, a lot of
So
checklists.
top 10 foods to eat for muscle gain or whatever it may have been, depending on the audience we were targeting. If you ever research this, the top 10s or the list tend to be a really popular search feature and they're really
Yes.
clickable. So if you look up something and look at the SEO on Google, a lot of the time it'll come up with the top 30 foods to do this. So the lists
Yeah.
tend to be quite popular.
And you can use tools like Answer the Public or Keywords Anywhere and work out what people are actually searching for. So, and what words they're using when they're searching for a thing.
And so you could do underscore diabetes underscore, and it will come up with all the search terms for best diet for diabetes to reduce your blood glucose levels or something, and it'll show you the most popular search terms. So there's some really cool tools just to show you on Google and YouTube what's being searched, what are the top search features. And so from there, you can actually build really cool lead magnets.
Yeah, that's great. They're really good planners, workbooks, yeah, checklists, any of those types of things, shopping lists. But also don't discount things like, yeah, mini courses or a video series or a webinar. And what I've been telling a lot of people lately is it's the way you market it as well. So people are not enticed so much now by the words webinar. So don't call it a webinar. It might be a webinar, but call it something else that's a bit more appealing. Healthy eating on a budget live session is a great example of that. So just think about the way that you're marketing your live training, mini course, video series, video training, something like that. But just call it something really enticing. And now we have so many tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity where we can come up, give me 10 examples of a compelling title for a live training on healthy eating on a budget or something like that.
I like that. That's a good advice because webinar now does, this is how short our attention spans are getting. Webinar sounds like, oh
Yeah,
shit, I'm not sitting through a whole webinar. Whereas a
exactly.
live
And then
session. Yeah, yeah.
even, yeah, 60-minute webinar. Oh, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So you've got some really cool lead magnet ideas. Now let's talk about integrating them with social media because it's the two, like we said at the start, it's not either or, they're quite powerful together. And this is your area of expertise. Tell us.
Yeah. A great idea is to promote it organically on social media, so on your Facebook or Instagram account. But what tends to happen is and you may not have a big following, or even if you do have a big following, Facebook and Instagram, so the platform owner is Meta, so they only show your content to 1% of your followers, maybe even less than that. So you're creating this lead magnet, you put it on a post, put it out there, and nobody sees it or nobody engages with it. So, a way that you can test whether your lead magnet is something that people want to actually download is to put it on ads. So, you can put it on a lead ad. Now, if you don't have a website or you don't have a CRM yet, or you don't have any of those things in place, that is okay. You can still do a lead form ad. So, you put your lead magnet on Facebook or Instagram, and there's a form on those platforms, and then people put in their name and email, and then they get your freebie, they get your downloadable through that form. So that's a way you can do it if you don't have all the things in place.
So it's got to be an ad. You can't do a form for free. Is that right? It's got to be an
Yes,
ad.
that's right.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So only you can do it organically yourself by having a form on your website and sending people there to fill that out and become a lead. But if you want, you might post that and no one sees it. So it's best to put it on an ad campaign and then get it out there to new people. And then what happens is your ad gets shown to a number of people. Those people take an action, like they become the lead, they download your freebie, and then Meta goes and finds more people like that. So it's like an automatic lookalike.
So I probably just want to talk about that a little bit because when we talk about a lead magnet, and I've been guilty of this with our Mealzee users, is I talk about a lead magnet like they're just so easy to set up because we use Kajabi and you can very quickly build a form and a landing page and someone puts their name and email. But a lot of people might be using WordPress or they've got someone else to build their website, which is probably most people, to be honest. And it's not that easy to set up a form.
No, it is not easy at all if you don't have a system like Kajabi. So yeah, I would recommend doing a lead form campaign. That is where it's done in Meta. So it's a form on Facebook and Instagram, and then people put their name and email, and then on the last page of the form, you deliver the freebie. And then in Meta Business Suite, you have their name and email. So then you have to get that out of there into your database. And you can do that with Zapier or a direct connection. But yeah, there's a few more steps involved. So with Kajabi, you would use Zapier to get the name and email and zap it into your Kajabi account.
Can I just talk about something that I remember you teaching me and I thought it was a brilliant idea? So we're sitting here saying free lead magnet when in fact it doesn't have to be free, does it?
No, it doesn't have
So
to be free.
you could do, because anyone listening to this might be thinking, I'm going to have to spend money on ads now straight away. Whereas if you do a low cost lead magnet, but something that offers amazing value, so something
Yes,
that you probably may have previously charged $99 for, you're now going to charge $9. But what you want to see that $9 as, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Stace, is that's going to pay for your Facebook ads.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's really a lead magnet. The lead magnet that's going to help cover the cost of your marketing. And
Yes,
it's such a good offer that so many people are going to click on it and pay for it because it's so
yes.
cheap. It's 90% off whatever else. But what that's doing is then just going to keep feeding and building audience.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. It's also getting people to make that small dollar commitment, small amount of money, and they're more likely to be not the freebie seekers that are just downloading all the free stuff, but they're making some sort of money commitment to you, and they usually end up being better leads anyways. Yeah. So, for example, for you, you have a 4.95 tweaking diet ebook. So that's a small dollar commitment, and then they may go on to buy a consult or book a package of consults with you as well. So that's ranging from 97 to $500. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's just that small commitment.
Ah, yeah. Okay, brilliant. Now, should we talk about ManyChat?
Yes.
So ManyChat is a tool that's actually been around for some time. We've just put it on the shelf and let it collect dust, but we've got into it this year, understanding the power of it. Do you want to talk about how you might use ManyChat?
Yeah, if I have set up a lead magnet on my website, so using Kajabi with that form on Kajabi, then I would send people to that link with ManyChat. So I would use a keyword, get people to comment or DM the word, and then they'll get that link to my lead magnet. And I'm looking at ManyChat as a way of just getting people to take an action quicker than link in bio. Because in Instagram, you can't put links in your captions. Always you had to say, see link in bio for whatever. Whereas now you can say, comment the word, whatever, and then it starts off an automation where they get the link. In a way, it's just getting people to engage quicker than if they go, because you have to be aware that they may not go to your link in bio.
You're also feeding the algorithm too, aren't you? So if they're
Yeah.
commenting, it's showing engagement on your post,
Yes, totally.
and you can set
Yes.
it up where it automatically likes your post as well.
Yeah, it can do all that. And then also you can set up different responses too, which is really good and really clever. So it's not saying every time like check your DMs, like you can really personalize that and do about 3 or 5 different responses there, which is really
Yeah.
good as well.
And it's got a really generous free plan, but the next plan, which is I think what most people would need, is the $15 US a month, so about $23 Aussie.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
not that expensive really.
no, but you still need good engagement. So your content still has to be good, and then
Yes.
you get people to comment. And so
Yeah.
I find it such an amazing tool just because it's really feeding that algorithm. That's been amazing, Stacey. Just to recap, a lead magnet is something that provides value almost immediately for someone. It can be free or low cost. There's a heap of different ideas you could do for a nutrition business, whether it's checklists, recipe books, online calculators, recipes, meal plans, whatever. So there's a heap of ideas. We've got a multitude of options that create free lead magnets. You can integrate it with social media. You can integrate it with tools like ManyChat. This has been really good. It's actually been really good for me to listen to again because it does bring up a lot of things that I need to be on top of all the time. So thank you for your time. Now, in true lead magnet fashion, we've got a lead magnet for everyone, for you.
I actually have a training on how to set up a lead campaign for an allied health business. So we'll drop the link below and you can get access to that. It is normally $297, but if you sign up with the coupon code Mealzee, you get $200 off and it's $97. And I keep it updated so you have access to all the videos on how to set up either a lead campaign where you drive people to your website to fill out a form and get their freebie, or a lead form campaign where they do that form on Facebook and Instagram, and then your leads are in Meta Business Suite. So I have the trainings on both designed for allied health professionals.
Thanks for your time, Stace. I will see you in the kitchen.
Thanks, Chris.
Did you find this podcast valuable? There may be other nutrition professionals out there will also. If you like, share, and subscribe, it's going to help other nutrition professionals make an impact on the world just like you. Thanks.